Your labs are normal, your life is not. You walked in exhausted, bloated, done, and walked out with a handout on lifestyle. That's not medicine, that's gaslighting. And if you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s and still hearing everything looks fine, but you wake up tired, crash midday, and feel like you're watching your own life slip away, you're not crazy. You're not broken. You're just being treated by a system that stopped listening. Let me show you what's actually going on and how we fix it. In med school and residency, I was taught that reference range equals normal range. And I believed it. I quoted it. I used it in clinic. If the lab said it was normal, I told patients they were fine. End of story. I didn't question it until I started feeling it myself. My energy dipped, my drive disappeared, and I couldn't explain why. So I checked my labs. Testosterone in the 400s, still normal on paper, but in real life I felt off, flat, disconnected from myself. That's when I realized normal doesn't mean optimal. I started BHRT, not because I wanted to biohack myself, but because I wanted to feel alive again. And it worked fast. That's when it hit me. If this made me feel human again, how many people out there are suffering being told it's just aging when it's actually fixable? So when you're told your labs are normal, here's what that really means. They fall inside the middle 95% of a random group of people. Not athletes, not high performers, just average folks, many already tired, inflamed, overweight, medicated. Normal just means you're statistically average, not that you're thriving. And that's why I don't stop at normal. I show my patients the optimal range, the zone where energy, mood, drive, and health actually come back. And yes, that's usually at the upper end of the so-called normal range. And honestly, who am I kidding? Often above it. Because optimal doesn't always fit inside the box of what's called normal. Let's break down how this shows up, starting with men. The reference range for total testosterone, 250 to 1100 nanograms per deciliter. That's massive, huge range. So you could be crawling in at 280, can barely drag yourself out of bed, brain fog, zero sex drive, and your provider will say, you're within range, you're fine. But are you really? Most men don't feel right until they're around 800 to 1000. That's not dangerous. That's how you felt when you were 25. And that's what I help men get back to, not just on paper, but in real life. Let's talk about women, because this is where the system really fails people. And honestly, it should make you furious. Most providers freak out if a woman's testosterone gets above 70 or 80. But I've had both pre and postmenopausal women at 150 or 250 on pellet therapy. And they're not growing beards. They're not turning into men. They're sleeping better, feeling desire again, losing weight, and finally feeling like themselves. Because optimal for you might look abnormal to a textbook, but guess what? You're not a textbook. You're a human being. Now, if you're a doc watching this, I already know what you're thinking. This guy's a quack. Normal ranges are evidence-based. Going above them is reckless. Let's talk about that. First, reference ranges are population averages. They tell you where most people are, not where you function best. And most people, well, they're already tired, inflamed, overweight, and medicated. So being normal doesn't mean you're healthy. It means you're average in a sick population. Second, I'm not blasting bodybuilding doses. I'm not chasing superhuman. I'm restoring people to the levels where they actually feel alive, levels they often had in their 20s and 30s. And I monitor, I adjust, I follow outcomes. Reckless would be ignoring symptoms just because the numbers are technically in range. Third, lifestyle still matters. Nutrition, sleep, movement. They're non-negotiable. But if your hormones are wrecked, lifestyle alone is like flooring the gas pedal with the parking brake on. Hormones don't replace the work. They unlock the ability to do the work. Fourth, evidence. Randomized control trials are great, but they're not the only lens. Half of medicine isn't backed by randomized trials. It's judgment, outcomes, patient lives. If you wait for the perfect trial before you act, you're not practicing medicine, you're practicing paralysis. And here's what most people don't realize about me. 25% of my time, I'm in the ICU practicing hardcore critical care medicine. That's as evidence-based and as far from quack medicine as you get. Potassium at 3.5, technically normal. But in the ICU, we push closer to 4.5 because that's safer. Sodium at 135, normal again. But when you're sick, we don't leave you at the floor, we stabilize you. Magnesium, calcium, same story. Even in critical care, we know the low end of normal isn't optimal. So why should hormones be treated any differently? So no, I'm not outside of medicine, I'm outside of mediocrity. If even in critical care we know normal isn't good enough, why should primary care settle for less? That's the real system problem. Why isn't your primary provider telling you this? Because the system isn't designed to optimize you. It's designed to keep you alive, barely. Insurance-based medicine isn't about helping you thrive. It's about cutting costs, checking boxes, avoiding lawsuits. It rewards disease detection, not prevention. It treats symptoms, not root causes. Most providers aren't bad people. They're just trapped in the same formula I was trained in. Reference equals normal equals healthy. So when you walk in exhausted, foggy, flat, they hand you a stress pamphlet and send you on your way. But here's the truth. It's not your job. It's not your age. It's not your mindset. It's your hormones, and that can be fixed. At Resume MD, I've seen it time and time again. Women told for years it was just menopause, now feeling better than they did at 35. Men put on antidepressants for low mood, now back in the gym, back in the bedroom, back in their lives. People blamed for their weight, anxiety, or brain fog, finally realizing it wasn't weakness, it was biology. And when we optimized it, their lives changed. Better energy, clearer thinking, deeper sleep, higher sex drive, stronger connection to themselves. Not superhuman, just finally feeling human again. Here's what matters more than any lab sheet. Do you wake up rested? Do you have steady energy until bedtime? Can you focus, move, and enjoy your body again? Do you want sex and actually enjoy it? Are you recovering like you used to? If the answer is no, then your labs don't matter. Your life does. That's the shift. That's the upgrade. That's what optimization is about. You've been told you're just getting older. Try harder. It's all in your head. And you've carried that shame like it was your fault. But it's not. It's a broken system. And it's time to stop surviving it and start reclaiming your life. You don't need another band-aid. You need a new baseline. Let's fix what's really broken. Let's rebuild one choice, one rep, one truth at a time. I'm Doc Strong, and this is Living Strong.